Well, hello, YouTubers. I just want to introduce myself. My name is Lenisha Bryant, and welcome to my show. And that's the Miss Nisha Show. This is where I want to help young women, ages in their teens, late teens, 20s, early 20s, late 20s, it don't matter. Because if you don't have somebody to talk to that you can trust, or don't have anybody that you can ask for advice, someone because who I used my auntie. I couldn't talk to my mother, so and I didn't even ask my auntie a lot of things, but she was my go-to person whenever I was going through things that I had no idea how to handle it. So I feel it's very important as a mother myself. I'm a sister, I'm a mother, that I wanted to give back. And let me give you a little bit of background on me. I'm 40. I'll be 41 this year. I'm from Warren, Ohio. Um, I moved to South Carolina in 1998. Got married, had a family. Um, it's when I moved and had a family is when I realized, wow, I didn't know nothing. I'm going into the relationship like the Cinderella story, like a lot of us young ladies we see. We're drawn to the Cinderellas and the Snow Whites and the Pocahontas, stuff like that. And it's always got a love story. The prince comes and saves the day, and you live happily ever after. Well, just so you know, there is a lot of marriages that do work, but it's not always. Even if they do work, it's not always. It's not happily ever after. So I learned a lot of things about myself, about my relationship, negative and positive stuff, things that I learned from, negative or positive, and I took it with me to do better. But that's when I got to the realization when I was in my 20s and I had a couple kids that I said, I want to teach young women, young ladies, young women about life. There's really nothing out there that's real, I feel. I don't feel like you need to necessarily read a book to get the real life where you can get from your parents or your mom or a neighbor, somebody, that teacher, that somebody that cares about you and doesn't mind giving you good advice. So that's where I got that from. And I wanted to speak to women around the world. I didn't know how I was going to get to do it, but in my heart, that's what I wanted to do. So here I am. It's in the age of computers, and you're able to do a lot of things. So I didn't even know anything about this YouTube thing. But when I heard my son is 12, talking about, Mommy, I want to make some money on YouTube. Or I'm like, I don't know what you're talking. Well, no, not money. He wants to order something online so he can do whatever he's going to do with his video games on YouTube. And I didn't know what he was talking about. And so then my sister comes from Ohio, and one of the first things that we were talking about, I want to say 2 hours she was there, she mentioned something about one of my kids into music, go on YouTube. Even though that stuff's old, it's new to me. And so I started thinking, my mind started clicking, and that's one thing that I do. I don't know if it's well, but do a lot. My mind starts clicking. That creativity starts just like, boom, 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 boom. It's just it hits me like that. And start thinking. I said, okay. And so I start researching on all these other YouTube channels. And long story short, I was like, oh my God, I said I can do what I always wanted to do, and that's help young women. So here I am today. That's my story. I'm sticking to it, but this is a way for me to give back, grow an audience. I have big plans. This is just my very first welcome. This is my introduction of the Miss Nisha Show. Yes, it's Miss Nisha Show on a budget, shoestring budget. But I have plans on, because I have so much material. I have so much to give. I have plans for the show. So right now it's just in my living room, but I want to do something nice and just that expand a little bit. ideas. I can't help it. So anyway, so my goal for the show is to help young women, and I'm because I want to make sure I don't mess up anything. I'm glad it down to help young women with life skills. Um, and these things will help you along the way. They may seem because they are practical things, but it's still guidance. It's part of guidance, and maybe you haven't heard it that way, and you heard it and you like it and try it. That's what I'm here for. And such life skills, such as like your dress, how important that is. Your first job, if I got a 16-year-old girl watching my show, when she gets her job, I want her to know that don't take that job as lightly. You're going to learn a lot of things from this job, who you are and what you like. And even if you do like dealing with people or you don't, or if you like standing or don't, you're going to learn a lot of things. You're going to see what you're good at. And that's what a job is for us adults. Same feelings. But at least you know to take it seriously. If you want to move up, you can. You can do anything that you want to do. School. Finish school. So we'll talk about that. Little things like school. Self-respect. Self-respect is real big for me. These are examples. And these are some topics. Self-respect as a woman is big for me. And it's how you carry yourself. Respect. Respecting others is big. That's very important. And confidence, having that confidence to know that you're good at what you do, or I love myself. And even though my body's not perfect, boom, I'm good with it. I accept myself. Finances, credit, relationships, what to do after college. So there's a lot of different shows, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. So that's about me, my Miss Nisha. And one thing I wanted to start talking about today was respect in school. I have kids in school, and I've always taught them to respect yourself, respect others' space, respect other people's things, respect other people's beliefs. That's big. You have to, and I'm going to write that down. Beliefs, belongings, respect them as a person, opinions, and teachers. Because I'm going to teach, I'm going to get on that and get y'all. I'm old school in ways, my generation, then we have probably about two other generations that came through, four maybe, came through, but after me, but still, this thing got worse and worse and worse and worse. When I was going to school, I don't think I ever heard anybody talk back to the teacher. Teacher had control of her class. If we had a substitute had control of the class. I mean, you might have had one jokester that might have had something to say here and there, but it was never like no disrespect what goes today. Like, I went to one of my kids' schools and I was shocked, like how as a parent sitting in there, how they're just carrying on like they do. How the teacher have to talk to them, how they're talking to the teacher. Never in my life would I thought it would have got like that. And guess what, guys? It's not good. You take the same behavior. Do you do it at home? Is this how you talking to your parents? Well, you know what? If you are talking to your parents, guess what? Them are your parents, and that's how they let you talk to them. That doesn't mean your teacher deserves that, your boss deserves that, your girlfriend or boyfriend deserves that, the neighbor deserves that. That's what your parents let go on in their house. But that doesn't mean what goes on in their house goes on anywhere else, because it doesn't. When you get to be an adult, there is laws. There is rules to the game. There is laws. So that's what you need to know. Like, respect is big, is deep. If you want respect, you want somebody to respect you, you definitely want to respect them. How is it that you don't want to respect others, but you want to be respected? That doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand how anybody could want it like that that's doing that. So I'm speaking on that. Respect is big. It starts at home, but if you don't have it at home, guess what? It's big. It needs to be in school. Okay? That's where it starts. It's like practice makes perfect. You're in school every day respecting the teacher. Guess what? It's going to go follow you. You go to college. You go to work, a job. You go stay over a friend's house. Whatever. Respect. You got to have respect for people. It's in the Bible. You teaches you practical things, and respect is big. Respecting other people. It's how you carry yourself. Respecting people's things. Somebody let you use something, you need to be cherishing that and holding on to that, and like it's yours, like you paid for it. Nobody wants to let you use their stuff and you just handle their stuff however you want to handle it. That's not cool. Then you get a bad reputation or whatnot because you can't respect people's stuff, let alone respect other people. If I saw how you was and you don't respect whatever, you sure wouldn't be getting nothing of mine, because then I'm going to say to myself, they don't respect me. I know they ain't going to respect my stuff, especially the way I respect my stuff. Respect people's opinions. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion because everybody has different backgrounds, upbringings, beliefs, cultures. You have to respect people's opinions. That's a part of who they are. We all, individually, all the billions of people on the earth, we all have an opinion. We're all different. You have to respect people's opinions. That's their right to have an opinion. And, you don't go out blasting like, well, I don't care what you think. And what I say, I know is, you just respect somebody's space. Respect their opinions, respect their thoughts. It's their right. That's their God-giving thing that God gave us. We're individual people. We have thoughts. We have a mind. We have a brain that works, and we're to respect each other. We're the only species besides animals here on earth as humans, and we should be able to respect each other. We live together here on earth. We should be able to respect each other, and that should be taught at home when you're little on up. Then that way it wouldn't be no problems. But I'm not saying anything about anybody's parenting. Don't get me wrong. I'm being straight up. That's where you learn that this respect, whether it's in school, out of the home, teachers, whatever. Beliefs, all this starts from home. Everybody don't have a proper home upbringing. Some people living in foster homes. Some people, and they might, you don't know how their upbringing was. So, and even people that are at home with the parents might not be talking to them because they may not know how to. So, these are simple, practical things that I want to go over and share. And this is food for thought. Give you something to think about. And it makes you a better person. If you can respect people's boundaries, there's boundaries to everything. If you can respect boundaries, people's boundaries, what makes them and unique, and just respecting people, period, their things, your teachers, your elders. It's nothing ugly. I'm a parent, and I get compliments on my children all the time because they're well behaved and mannered. That's how I was. That's the only way I see, and it just. Because when you're out there, and you might be the one that's watching this, that you're that way. And if you are, you don't see yourself. You may not notice, but others do. And you just want to, it's not cute. It's not cute. You might be in a grocery store and some kid is giving a temper tantrum, and I see it all the time. Where you got maybe the workers or the customers looking like, why ain't she yanking something out yet? Or, you're going to just let him or her do that and get away with it? I know, because I be looking. You don't have to make a spectacle, but you do need to teach your children, because when they get older, they're going to go out in the world and do what? To whoever and be. So respect is big. That's something I wanted to touch on. It's in the school. It's in the workplace. It's at home. It's when you're around others. And I just think that's very important. So, we're going to end this first session. Thank you for tuning in. Tune in for the next one. And then the next one will be self respect. Let's follow respect up with having self respect for yourself. Thank you.